So my name is Paris. I started trading in 2004. I mean, that's the only thing I want to do since I was 18. I read the book my friend brought me from London, where it would explain every career, what kind of characteristics it needed, or what kind of charisma, or what you want from each job. And when I saw the trader job, that's what I want to do. So I read whatever there was from books, everything, I mean, from technical analysis, way before I started, while I was out of school almost. So that was 5 years before I started trading. I mean, that was like a hobby. I knew that, I mean, I want to get myself prepared. So I read everything about trading, all the books. Not only the books about trading, the technical stuff, you know, like stories and the biographies and everything. And then my father, I graduated, I did my master's. I finished in 2003. Then my father gave me 10,000 pounds. And I said, I want to start trading right away. So there was a team where you would deposit money, and they would teach you to trade. And I picked up straight away. And within the first year, they backed me. And I left London. I met Van Gogh in 2006. And in 2007, Van Gogh took me in Switzerland. So I started working for Van Gogh. And since then, I'm with Van Gogh all the way. I mean, my typical trading day has, I would say, it has changed within the years. I remember I was a lot more passionate and I had a lot more energy when I was younger, and I would wake up around. It depends. In the UK, because of the different time zone, I woke up at 4:30 because we had to do a market recap at around 6:30 a.m. and the market opened at 7 a.m. I think, or 7:30. So I had to wake up very early for the UK products. Then I moved into Switzerland, and then I was trading until I would say in UK until 5 or 6 p.m. So like a regular job. And then when I moved into Switzerland, okay, the time zones were a little bit different. I switched into some Eurex products. I would say minus 1 hour, so I was working 1 hour less. I was a little more relaxed. But now I'm 42. I just don't want to work the whole day. I work only the US session. I work only 1.5 hours. I'm not kidding. I work 1.5 hours. I mean, doing that thing day in and day out throughout the years, it gets to you. I mean, your system cannot handle the stress like I used to handle the stress when I was 24, or even I would say the risk as well. Yeah, I was a lot more energetic and a lot more. I could handle pain a lot easier, yes, when I was younger than I do now. Now I have, let's say, matured, and I just don't want to be that crazy. I was a lot crazier when I was younger. I mean, thinking about it now, I would take risks that I would never take them now. I would just never take them out now. Like I would be positioned in NFP with, yeah, I was doing crazy stuff. But I had a very aggressive style since, that's my style. It was very aggressive since the beginning. So it progressed into a more mature kind of, if you can call it mature, style. I mean, that's my life. I mean, I have given everything for this job, everything. All my life choices are around trading. I mean, it's what I love, it's my passion, and some people understand, some people not. I'm happy with it, I love it. Okay, now I do trade the S&P futures and Nasdaq futures. Like, yeah, I would say 80% S&P and 20% Nasdaq. It depends on the market structure. It depends from a million factors. It depends on the volatility. So when it's very volatile, I do not trade Nasdaq. It's a no-brainer. I do S&P. it's a money-making machine. The S&P, when it's volatility, anyway, I like it. And when things are calm and things are not moving that much, and the S&P doesn't really go to my targets, and it's a little bit annoying, I do trade Nasdaq, because Nasdaq, especially with this low interest rate environment, has picked up a lot of volume, and it breaks a level and goes through the roof. I haven't traded micro futures. I know what they are. So I think it's the perfect opportunity right now, especially for young people, that they do not want to risk that much, that they want to risk with a big contract, either with big S&P or normal Nasdaq contract, to get out of CFDs, because CFDs, I don't understand how people made money out of CFDs. There is a huge spread, first of all, and they can bet as much money as they want. I mean, you can open now an account, I think, with 2,500 euros or and even less. And even less. So I think it's a perfect, I mean, okay, money is money for, I mean, for some people, I mean, happy with 100 euros, for someone 100 euros might be peanuts, yeah? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because it brings you into the structure of the market that I have traded throughout all the years. They can find a strategy. There is no spread. It was about time. I mean, everybody should get out of the CFDs and go do this micro and mini DAX. There is micro and mini, I think. Yeah, I haven't traded micro and mini, but I know that it's like 1/10 of the value of the big contract. Also, something that I kind of thought about it, of doing it, and because let's say you play on average, let's say you play only one lot, yeah, it doesn't give you the opportunity to scale in or scale out. With a micro, let's say one Nasdaq is 10 micro Nasdaqs, yeah. So you can actually scale out on totally different levels. Whereas if you have only one contract, you are scared and you say, okay, you're thinking about the money, and then you are missing the strategy part, yeah. So you can, that's a perfect example on your question as well. So you can have, nobody's going to hold a big Nasdaq for 50, 100 points, but if you scale out from your micro contracts, let's say you have 10 micro contracts and you scale out and you are left with 3 micro contracts, you're going to test your strategy, because you're taking the money out of your thoughts. You say, okay, now I'm going to stick, okay, the money, I can handle this pain with 3 micro contracts, which is not that much money. And you can develop a very good strategy. And then you can move on into the bigger contract. So that's why I like the micro contracts for someone that is that's a novice trader and he wants to give it a shot in the futures market. I couldn't say I had a strategy when I began. I had, there are a million things that you should have to be a trader. I had I could take a lot of, I liked taking a lot of, I never had a problem with risk. So, of course, Vango gave me this opportunity because he would let me play around a lot without the repercussions of Paris, you are getting stopped and this, because Vango was a huge trader. So I was saying to myself, if Vango is so huge, then I can play around a lot. And Vango was back in the day, very relaxed about this, and he was pushing you to trade size. So I had an approach where I didn't know what I was doing. The only thing that I had embedded in me, I would never, my mind, I would never let a position run offside too much. So every time I was going a little bit offside, I remember at the beginning I was getting out. I never liked being offside too much. So I say to myself, every time I put a trade, either it's working or it's not. If it's not working, I'm getting out. That's the problem that many people have when they begin trading. They get too obsessed with a trade and with their ego, and trading, it's not like this. Anyway, so I started trading a little bit like this. I was a little bit aggressive. I would risk like even 10, 20% of my overall capital in one trade. I was doing stuff like this. And And the thing is, I was very lucky in terms of I would just make money out of it. I would just, I had this natural gift where I would take my losses very quickly and I would let my profits run a little bit, yeah. But when algos came in, I think around, they came in around 2013, 14, like they got like, by 2013, they must have had at least 60 or 70% of the overall market share. By now, they're like 99%. So I started having a lot more technical approach. Yeah? But I've not only started trading technically, I experimented with almost all the products that would suit me. Okay, this product is now, it's too algofied, I call it, like it's too many machines in it, there are too many people, yeah. And eventually I would say fell in love with the S&P. It's a very technical contract. And Nasdaq, again, I told you I trade on different volatility, on different volatilities, I trade different instruments. And now I have a purely strategic approach in my trading, and I have actually evolved on trading. I think I answered this question before. I only trade 1.5 hours. I mean, mathematically, what I did, I took all my days, because I always record my days, at least my P&L, how much I make in the morning, how much I make in the afternoon. And I said, okay, what am I doing here? The last 4 years, I'm losing money in the morning with the DAX, in the Bund, or whatever it was, or Eurostox, it doesn't matter. And then I'm making money with the S&P. Not every day, but overall, I was making more money in the afternoon than I was making during noon. Then I started trading CME, S&P and Nasdaq all day. So I was trading the overnight session as well. Sometimes I would wake up, not sometimes, many times I would wake up at the market open, which is our night, like 12, 1 a.m. And I would start trading in the overnight session, or I would wake up and trade the overnight session. But then I said there's too much stress for me, and it doesn't really make sense, because the overnight moves in the products, they are like slower than when they're trading during the cash session. So now I'm trading only the cash sessions. The cash session when the US opens, which is 3:30 German time, and I finish at 5:30 when the Eurex closes. So 1.5, 2 hours max, not more than that. Okay. So I always had an obsession with trading bigger size. I got very obsessive with trading big size. So at some point, my size got so big, where my strategy getting in and out. So I was getting in and out. We were trading like massive amount of contracts, me and Vango, every day. I think at some point we were like 1/10 of the overall volume, 2 people, me and Vango. It just, so we were kind of market makers. Not kind of, we were market makers. We were all over the book, me and Vango. Especially in the Bund. Okay, I'm talking about the Bund now. But as the market progressed, I had to find a more concrete strategy than relying on myself to cut myself quick when I lose and I should like get a more concrete strategy. And let's say if I was trading on average, let's say 30 or 40,000 lots a day, that was in the Bund. I have progressed in trading technically and a lot less size, but trading more technically, more quiet, more focused on levels and not panicking. I'm a very impulsive person as well, and I was, always trying to be in the market, which is, I just couldn't take the stress. It wasn't me anymore, and it wasn't, the market would reject it, so I would lose money. So I said, okay, you want to stay in the game, you have to change. There is no other way. So I became a lot more strategic with a lot less trading, and all my negative traits, the impulsiveness, the getting angry very easily, or I'm still angry. I still get angry about stuff. But during this 1.5 hour, I try to exclude me from my normal self. This 1.5 hour, I say, Pari, this 1.5 hour from your life. You only work 1.5 hour. Take all the bad traits of you and do the correct thing. for the simple reason, Vango always put me a stop loss. I would never ever exceed my stop loss. And even if my stop loss was exceeded, the system would cut me out. So I never had, thank God, I never had a day like this. I understand that people, that's why I'm trying to say to people, if you cannot do it yourself, let the machine do it for you. If you cannot stop yourself, if you overtrade, or if you are losing, which is, everybody does it, I mean, if you let everyone free, they will lose much more than they will make. It's human nature. It's human nature to get obsessed and angry and why this and why that. It's a job. The fact that you're clicking a button doesn't mean that it's like a game. It's not a game. When you look at your bank account the next day or a margin call, you're going to realize it's not a game. So yeah, the answer is I never had, thank God. I mean, I was trading size, I mean, in terms of money, I had a big stop loss. But I mean, I think at some point my normal stop loss was 50K a day. So I would never lose more than 50K. Okay, maybe with slippage I would lose like 60, but it wasn't my fault. I mean, you know slippage, yeah. So if it was very volatile, then the system couldn't get me out of the same price. I would like maybe lose 60,000, not more than that. Be patient. The market will always give you the entry. Be patient and have, how can I say this politely? Be confident. Be confident. I mean, do it. The majority of the people, they just look at the market and then when the price comes to them or they have the order, they delete the order and they wait. So everybody is saying that when the market is coming toward this price, either it's a bid or an offer, they're scared. They say, oh man, the market is coming too fast. Yeah, okay. How do you want the market's not going to give you what you want. Of course it comes fast. So yeah, so be confident and be patient. Just, I know it's contradicting what I said in the beginning that but right now you have to be patient. Times change. Who would have thought that Bitcoin, I mean, about all this stuff? Things change. Either you change. That's why you have algos. What did I just say to you? Like the things that I say for them not to do, they're just doing them. So I know it's how you're gonna. So let me just finish this. How you're gonna say this? Listen, I cannot bullshit people. I cannot lie to people. It kills me. I cannot sleep at night. God watches me. I cannot lie to people. And I'm gonna tell them, everybody thinks that they're gonna make, it's first you're gonna go through pain. Can you handle pain? How many people can handle pain? This example that I told you. How many people can go to a job, lose money and be normal? And you can lose money for months. Yeah. How are you gonna be normal? How are you gonna react to your wife? Okay, let's go with the kids to, I don't know, to Austria or to Spain, or you're gonna be like, within the years, when I was younger, obviously the body supported me a little bit and I just could go through stress for a very long period of time. But, as time passed and I grew older, my body started betraying me a little bit because I was always trying to trade at the same gear. So I always put fifth gear and I was just going. So as you grow older, you can't just be always the same or, something might happen to you. So I chose I did my own research and I said, okay, you have to reduce your stress. I have many bad habits as well. I told you I'm impulsive and I do smoke as well, which is, the thing is I was never a smoker. So I only smoked during trading. I don't smoke in my social life, which is crazy if you think about it. So I said, okay, well, so in my bad days, on my bad days, I would end up smoking 1.5 packet of cigarettes or maybe 2 packets of Marlboro Lights. And I'm saying, okay, man, you gotta stop this. So I said, okay, trade as much less as you can, not as much less, as less as you can, during the times that you are more profitable. So I trade between 3:30 and 5. And I try to be more patient as well and a lot less impulsive because if I'm not alive, I'm not going to be doing this job. So I had to find a way around it. And I'm pretty happy right now. I mean, it suits me. I could never actually believe that I was going to make it, because I always want to be from the time the market opened until the time the market closed. But I had to be at some point, logical. I had to come to my senses, and because you want to have a social life as well at some point. That's a general question, because I always reduce or increase my size according to the volatility. So in February, maximum I would trade around 100 S&Ps and 20 to 30 Nasdaq on low volatility periods. Right now, with all this volatility, I would start doing smaller clips, because the market could just take you offside very quickly. So I would just throw 20 to 30 S&Ps every time. So again, it depends on the volatility. So let's say on low volatility periods, I would trade 100 or 200 S&Ps. 200 I would average, and I always average on side. I never average off side, but I rarely average anyway. But during volatile periods, when I don't want to lose that much, obviously, I test myself with small lots, so around 20 to 30 lots. And if my position is correct, and if I'm big on side, so if I'm making already money, then I average on side. Then I throw, and I have to be pretty confident about my level, about the markets. I watch the other markets as well. And I usually do average when I'm up in P&L. So if I have money to give back, I don't push myself when I'm in zero P&L or when I'm in negative. So it depends on many factors, how much size I'm. So I would say right now when the market is volatile and not volatile, so we're in the middle, I'm throwing 50 lots in SPO, in S&P. It's good. Okay, it depends on the on the person, but come on, your best days are gonna make it on volatile days. Let's be honest. Best days is gonna be on volatile days. If you have the guts to trade, because many people again are afraid to trade on volatile days, or you're gonna see many algos are pulling out during volatile days because they are designed to trade until a certain level of volatility, and the market is again, of course, the book is empty. It's very dangerous. But again, if you are quick and you have the guts, you can make really good money. Yeah. So it's good. It's definitely good. I'm praying for volatility, to be honest. I don't like low volatilities. I hate them. Okay, I did do one trade on the USCPI on the 10th of February. I made on my first trade I made 90K, so 90,000 on my first trade, and then I continued trading. But, you mean my overall day or my one trade best?
One trade?
Yeah, I've done better trades, but you said for 2022. Yeah. It was above 1 million in when the USA did first time QE.